everyone and welcome back to the FPL Family YouTube channel. I'm Sam and today we are going to be talking game week 4 Jammy Picks. Now, for those of you that haven't watched a Jammy Pick video before or you don't know what a Jammy Pick is, Jammy Picks are players owned by under 5% of the game, huge differentials who can boost you up your mini leagues, who can really help you to gain overall rank. These are players that are a little bit outside of the box but have a really nice fixture in the upcoming game week. So these sometimes are players actually that have really nice fixtures for a period of time and you might want to hold them. But the majority of the Jammy Picks, they're 1 week picks. So if you are going into this game week with a free transfer and you don't know who you want to spend that transfer on, maybe going with one of my Jammy Picks might just be a good idea. So let's have a look at the 4 Jammy Picks that I have for you ahead of game week 4. These are them. So as you can see, we have Jimenez down there in the bottom corner. He is currently owned by just 2.9% of the game. Now, Jimenez was second for goal attempts across the division at the moment with 12. Only Antonio has managed more than Jimenez in the opening 3 game weeks of the season. Watford have also conceded 39 goal attempts, and they are, of course, Wolves' opponents during game week 4. Wolves are currently the 3rd most creative side in the division with 57 goal attempts across the team. Only Liverpool and Manchester City have managed more goal attempts than Wolves have in these opening 3 fixtures. Now, of course, Jimenez had a season to forget last year with an absolutely horrendous injury, but he has returned and has been on incredibly good form, and in many ways has been really unlucky not to return FPL points so far. I think game week 4 might just be the turning point for him. The Wolves fixtures beyond game week 4 also look really nice, and so if you are looking for a new forward, maybe Jimenez might just be the right person. Obviously, they've had some difficult fixtures to start the season. They've had some games in there which have been tough for them, and they were unlucky to lose to both Spurs and Manchester United from a Dele Alli penalty and, of course, from an absolute worldie from Mason Greenwood. So when you consider that, Wolves could have and potentially should be a lot better off than they are at this point in terms of Premier League points. I suspect over the next few game weeks they are going to be looking to make amends for that, and Jimenez, well, he is their number one. He is the one that is going to get the majority of those attacking points, of those attacking threats for Wolves, and I think he could have a really good game week in game week 4. Just above him there is Rashika. Now, Rashika I've spoken about a couple of times so far. I'm a really big fan of his. I watched him obviously in the opening game week of the season against Liverpool, and when you consider the fixtures that Norwich have had to open the season, Liverpool, Manchester City and then Leicester in game week 3, it has been a very difficult, bit of a baptism of fire really for Norwich coming back into the Premier League, and on paper it doesn't get any easier in game week 4, but they are going to play Arsenal, and we have all seen that Arsenal have not exactly started the season well. And Norwich can go into this game with some confidence and see this as an opportunity to pick up their first Premier League points of the season. Rashika has had 3 goal attempts so far and 3 penalty area touches. Now, that doesn't sound a lot on paper, but considering the opposition and the way that the opposition play, particularly Liverpool and Manchester City, that's not too bad. He was also top for touches in the opponent's half for Norwich and, of course, in the final third as well. Also top for take-ons for Norwich with 9 and has taken 8 corners, so potential upside and potential further routes to points there for Rashika. The fixtures, as I say, Arsenal next, but on paper that's hard, but Arsenal have started the season really poorly, and I think Norwich will go into that game thinking they can get something out of it. And after that, much like the Wolves fixtures, the fixtures remain really nice for Norwich, so they are a team that you can invest in for the long term, particularly as they don't cost you an awful lot of money. I've got a really sneaky feeling about Rashika, and I think over the next few weeks he might appear on a number of these Jammy Pick videos. Next to Rashika there, we have Gross from Brighton. More touches than any other midfielder so far across the division with 200 and 46 of those, 147 of them coming in the opponent's half. Now, of course, that's important when it comes to attacking potential from him. He was the top Brighton player for passes with 152 so far, and has so far registered 2 assists and 4 goal attempts. Now, Brighton are not known for their attacking threat. However, there is some potential here in terms of the fixtures that they have coming up. I think of all of the Brighton midfielders, if you want to invest in that Brighton attack, going with Gross might be a good idea. It is a little bit out there. He is only owned by 0.8% of the game. So he is not Sky Sports app going mental in the background. He is going to be a huge differential. If Gross performs in game week 4, it will be a huge rank boost in terms of that overall rank. And the final player that I've got up there then is Fornals of West Ham, owned by 2.3% of the game. 2 goals so far and an assist for West Ham. He's been massively overlooked in the game because everyone's been flocking to his more popular teammates in terms of Antonio and, of course, Ben Rama. But he's had 14 penalty area touches so far. Only Antonio across that team has more than he does. Also 6 goal attempts and 1 big chance for him. Now, with the fixtures the way they are, again, there could be more incoming points for West Ham. And Fornals looks just as attacking and just as promising as Antonio and Ben Rama do. All 4 of these players have potential to be this week's Jammy Pick. All 4 of them have the opportunity to boost you massively up your mini league and overall ranks. As I said, Jimenez owned by just 2.9%, Fornals owned by just 2.3%, Gross owned by just 0.8%, and I'm not sure if I told you what Rashika's ownership is. It's just 0.2%. All 4 of these are huge differentials and therefore massive jammy picks. I really like all of these guys and I think all 4 of them could have a really good game week this weekend. However, I am going to go with an absolute FPL legend, and that is Raul Jimenez of Wolves. Raul Jimenez is almost hero status to me right now. Obviously, from an FPL perspective, he was an absolute FPL royalty for a number of seasons. You could always rely on Jimenez to pick you up the points when you needed them most. Last season was such a huge disappointment in terms of what happened to him and the lack of game time that he had as a result. But how fantastic it is to see Jimenez back out there on the pitch, but not only back out there on the pitch, picking up the opportunities to get those goals as well. As I said, second for goal attempts. Only Antonio has more than he does. Wolves, the 3rd most creative side with 57 attempts. That is so important because, of course, it's Jimenez that those attempts are being created mostly for. And if Traore, Trincao can keep creating those opportunities, then Jimenez will start putting them away. The difficult fixtures are starting to come to an end now for Wolves, and they are moving into a period of really nice fixtures. Now is the perfect opportunity to invest in Wolves, and going with the talisman, going with Jimenez feels like a really good idea. So he is this week's Jammy Pick. So what do you think? Do you agree with me? Is Raul Jimenez the best Jammy Pick for game week 4? Let me know in the comments below who you think is the best Jammy Pick for game week 4. Do you like Jimenez or do you prefer one of my other 3? Do you like Gross better? Do you like Rashika better? Or maybe it's Fornals that you prefer of my 4? Or is there somebody out there that's owned by under 5% of the game that you think is a better Jammy Pick for this upcoming game week? If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, and if you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you on Thursday for my top points picks video for game week 4. Thanks for watching, guys.